This commentary is going to be a little different, I guess. It's something where I just kind of wanted to sit down and just talk about my relationship with Halo right now, as in where we are at this moment with the Halo franchise. How am I feeling about it? Like, where we're going, what are we doing, and what's 2025 even going to be like? What's this channel going to be like? I don't know. It's like a conversation I just feel like I wanted to have with you guys here. So if if you guys are feeling the same thing as me, or just want to, let out your experience, what it's like being a Halo player right now, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll definitely try to reply to most of you guys. But it's just for right now, like I'd say, like just playing Halo at the moment, it's just lacks a bit of excitement, as in it's something that makes you go like, oh yeah, I have to play this. I haven't really had that feeling in quite some time. I think maybe it might have been like the last Spartan Standing could have been something like that, where it's just like it felt like so new and different that I was like, oh, I have to play this. I definitely had that little bit of that urge with the 1v1 showdown playlist that came in recently. And I played it a bunch, back in the workshop mode, and it was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's something that I think really helps make that 1v1 experience actually like fun, if that's one way to put it. Like, 1v1s I've always felt like in gaming have always been such like a dick measuring contest that like it's like, okay, cool, dude, you're better than me at Halo for this exact kind of situation, but it never ever shows like what a true skill of a player is in 1v1s. It just kind of shows that you can like jiggle peek better, or just kind of cheese a situation a little bit better than like someone else who wants to get more into the action, someone like myself. Or maybe I just suck at the game, and that's why I don't like 1v1s. It could be that too. But I want to talk more just about like generalized of Halo kind of thing, right? And right now I'm just kind of feeling so stagnant. I'm not really feeling too excited about the franchise right now, or especially about Halo Infinite or anything that comes in, or any kind of update that comes into Halo Infinite. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's cool. It'll be here for a little bit, and then it'll be gone as soon as I feel like I'm making any form of progression, right? Because like we have these new operations that come in every month, and it's basically them just trying to squeeze out the little bit of content they actually have left in the game to then repackage it in a way to get people to feel some form of excitement about playing, right? Because obviously Halo Studios have moved on from Halo Infinite and are looking towards the future, right? Moving to Unreal, moving to potentially a Combat Evolved remake in Unreal, which could be interesting to see how that plays out, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. But I kind of want to focus more on just like what it feels like right now. And it just feels like it really just kind of like spinning my wheels, if that makes sense. Just kind of just like going through the motions and just kind of playing to play. Just because Halo is such a cool, unique experience, right? Like no other game out there in the current market plays like Halo, or we've seen games that have tried and they're fun, but they're not as fun as Halo, right? I think the closest we saw any game come to that really ever, it might have been even Splitgate. And even then, it was a very different type of game. But you can see where the original Splitgate had that very strong DNA of Halo. But obviously, they switched it up for Splitgate 2, and they put like a little bit of a hero shooter element to it, and it just kind of feels a little more dumbed down, a little more generic, where it makes Halo shine even stronger after seeing what Splitgate 2 is doing right now. So it's like you have this itch as a Halo player to play this type of game, right? A game that has like a grounded military feel to it, right? Where you're using like shotguns and assault rifles, SMGs, battle rifles, and sniper rifles and things like that, but with like a little bit of extra flair to it, to where it feels more than just like playing Call of Duty or Battlefield, you know what I mean? And so that's where I think Halo sits so well, where it has like that grounded element to it, where it feels so, I guess, familiar, yet so unique at the same time. And that's why Halo just really fits this unique spot when it comes to the shooter genre. And that's why, like, honestly, I don't think I can ever quit Halo, right? I can take breaks from it. I can, come back to it and play for whatever the new update is and just kind of drop it again. Or I can continue playing on with it. And it's like, I can never get tired of playing Halo. It's really, that's that simple, right? Like, the core gameplay mechanics of Halo are so good and they've lasted for so long, right? 20 plus years of essentially being the same game. Like we've had changes like clamber and sprint and armor abilities and stuff like that. They kind of like add a little more flavor to, or add an extra spice level to the gameplay, but essentially it has stayed the same, right? And I'm curious if like something like that really is detrimental or positive. I think it's just that we have as Halo fans have struggled for so long to find a game that we can feel proud about, right? Being like, I am a Halo player, right? And you guys wish you had it as good as we do, right? I don't really feel like we've had that feeling since, honestly, I would say personally Halo 3, but I think objectively you can look back to like Halo Reach, right? Where that was definitely like the most like content complete, the most development complete type of game I think we've ever had in the Halo franchise, that's had so much on day one for us to jump in and play. And it's a shame because I know that like Halo Infinite has such huge potential, right? Like going live service and going with like these seasonal updates, I thought would like actually fit really well with the Halo franchise. And yeah, like the customization when it comes to was like for monetization and stuff like that definitely could be better, but I think it's more of a symptom of the development of Halo Infinite rather than the true vision of what they probably wanted to do with the game, right? And so I think it also kind of leads into, again, rounding it back to what I'm talking about when it comes to like the current state of Halo and what it feels like being a Halo player, right? Where these operations, while they are frequent and give you something to do each time, it doesn't really feel like it's anything that's like drastically different. Like this 1v1 gameplay I'm showing you right now, it's probably some of the most drastically enhancing additions to the Halo Infinite experience we've had in quite some time, right? Most of the times it's been like a Forge map here or there, and we're just kind of be playing the same kind of type of game like 4v4 Slayer, but this time with Forge maps kind of thing. And they're really well done though, and it's fantastic, right? Like kind of like what we had with like the Delta Arena playlist, where it was just really just playing more Halo, but you had a new weapon, starting weapon for a little bit there. I wasn't too happy about that change with bringing in the battle rifle, but that's just me on that one. And playing some cool Force maps, but ultimately you're playing 4v4 Slayer again with some minor changes like no sprint and clamber, I think, or stuff like that. But it's kind of the same gameplay experience, and it's cool for like a day, and then you're like, okay, well, I don't really see myself coming back to it. And that's kind of like the repeated feeling I'm getting with Halo Infinite right now, where it's just like, yeah, that's cool, and it would be cool if we had more of stuff like this, but I'll jump in, play for a day, I'll experience everything I need to experience when it comes to this update, and then move on with whatever I'm doing with my day. Either focus on more guitar playing with the bands that I'm in right now, or play some other games, right? Like I'm currently playing through Cyberpunk 2077, having a blast doing that at the moment. Maybe try out some Delta Force that just came out, and I really needing a new extraction shooter since DMZ has been not discontinued, but just kind of left in the wake of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. And I would honestly say that Halo Studios is doing the best job they can do given the situation, right? Like Halo Infinite has not succeeded. Obviously, if it was succeeding, they would have continued with the development of it. We would have seen more content of it, and we would have seen Halo in any form of marketing from Microsoft after the launch of the game, which is a whole nother topic right there. But just like we're just kind of waiting again as Halo fans, right? We've been waiting for so long, right? Like we had like the first year, I guess the first 6 months of Halo Infinite were really great. When the game launched, we all played the campaign. We got the chance to play that multiplayer like a month early, right? And like we got a chance to experience the first season drop, which that was a lot of fun. And then it was just such a slow trickle. Not even, I won't even call it trickle. It was just a halting of content just to get the game going, right? Like it's a symptom of the problems of why they're switching over to Unreal. I don't know why I'm even talking about this. I feel like it's part of the whole psyche of Halo Infinite, right? That like it's led to the point of where we are right now, where trying to develop a Halo game, not only just making a Halo game is super difficult, right? If everything is going to plan, Halo games are so much more expansive experiences than your typical shooter out there, right? Like with Call of Duty, you might play the campaign and you'll play some multiplayer. And if it's a zombie year, you might be that, niche group of COD players who play zombies, right? But really, people are just kind of playing for the multiplayer. Like, so that's what majority of people are playing nowadays. Are just playing Warzone, the battle royale mode. But like, compared to what like Halo does, right? Like you have a comprehensive like 4v4 experience, which is like the core multiplayer experience of it. You have a big team battle experience as well. You have a full-fledged, highly customizable custom game experience with a server browser as well. Then you also have to have a multiplayer PvE mode, that comes with Firefight or other types of PvE modes they've had previously within Halo. I think in Halo 4, right, they had like the infection mode, or that was still PvP, but you know what I mean, right? That there's, people expect a multiplayer PvE mode. They expect a rich, deep experience when it comes to a campaign, something far more than any other kind of multiplayer focused shooter offers. Like I think really ever. Like I said, the closest that gets to it is Call of Duty, but Halo campaigns hit way different than a Call of Duty campaign for sure. Also, you gotta think about theater mode, right? Like even though theater modes with Halo Studio games have been rather lackluster compared to the Bungie era, but at least there is a theater mode. Like with Black Ops 6, they actually flexed that you could actually have theater mode in the game, which I think is something that hasn't been in Call of Duty games since like Black Ops 4, if I remember correctly. So it's like, which was like 2018. So it's one of those, again, more additional features that you just wouldn't expect to see in any other game, but you expect to see that in Halo. So to make a singular Halo game is a massive undertaking, which could be the reason why they switch over to Unreal, right? Like to make sure that they can at least like get everything that players expect out of a Halo game in a Halo game in a reasonable amount of time, right? Like it seems like every time we try to get like these other features, these external features that we want to have in a Halo game added in, it seems like it's like a compromise or kind of like a half-baked version, or like a version that it's like the best that it can do at the moment, right? Like I said, when it comes to say like Firefight, people love playing Firefight, right? It's one of the more popular modes in Halo, and we didn't have that in Halo 5. We got that, I think, like a year and a half, 2 years into the game, and it was like a Warzone version of Firefight. It wasn't like a true Firefight experience. I can see what they tried doing that. They did actually kind of expand on the Firefight experience, but it just didn't really feel like Firefight, if you know what I mean. And then the same kind of thing happened again with Halo Infinite, where they kind of really tried to fit it in with what they could do with what they had for Halo Infinite. And it just seems like it's been a continuous experience when it comes to being a Halo fan ever since the 343/Halo Studios era has come in. I just really wanted this video to focus more on the Halo Infinite, but I just felt like it's one to chat with you guys about. Just it just kind of all ties in together, right? Because a Halo game isn't like every Halo game is such a momentous occasion that like we don't really get them too often, right? That like it kind of blends all together to just like what the general Halo experience has been for the past 10 plus years now at this point now, or really ever since Reach, which would be actually 2010 when the game has be lost the 14 years it has been to be a Halo fan. So you've only had 3 games since that time frame, right? Since Bungie left Halo. So it's it's not like a Call of Duty experience where like you just go wait till next year, right? Like you can't really do that when it comes to Halo because Microsoft just doesn't give the Halo development the resources it needs to compete with a game like that. Yet it has the expectations to be up there, and so it's. I'm getting so long-winded and disconnected from what I wanted to talk about in this video, but I just feel like I just wanted to vent about Halo, man. I just want to talk with you guys about it. You kind of sit down one-on-one or one on a few thousand, whoever end up watching this video, that like, it's like be honest with you guys and just kind of talk about like my feelings with the game right now. And I'm just kind of feeling a big lack of motivation to play this game right now. I think the last Operation Pass I can't remember the last one actually I completed now that I think about it. Each one I get like 5, maybe 10, passes or tiers through the battle pass, and then I just kind of drop it from there. Because then after that point, it's like you're really just kind of grinding to grind to unlock things. And even then it's like, okay, I unlocked this cool armor set, which like the armor set that's within the Snowbound operation is pretty freaking cool. I think it looks amazing. It was definitely part of that whole Banished themed season that they were going to have, but ended up getting trickled in that content throughout operations. But then again, it's like, okay, well, I can spend all this time playing Halo Infinite, grinding it out, and then once the new Halo game comes out, it's all for nothing, right? So what was the experience I really had while playing Halo? Was it the experience of playing with friends, creating new memories, experiencing things in gaming that you can't find anywhere else? Or was it more playing just to play the game, to get the new unlock because it's the new unlock, rather than playing because it's something that you actually want in gaming compared to something that is handed to you that you should be getting? I guess if that really makes sense. I hope that I getting that message across for you guys. But it just kind of feels like right now with Halo Infinite, it's really spinning the wheels and just trying to keep whoever's left playing Halo Infinite active somewhat till the next experience comes out on Unreal, which, I mean, I would expect at the earliest we'd see a 2026 release, which is still quite some ways away. I mean, I wouldn't expect that to launch until maybe like October or November of 2026. So, I mean, we also got like 2 years until the next Halo game comes out, guys. And so, I will always, be completely invested with Halo, right? I will always want to talk about Halo. I always want to see what's going on with the franchise. I always want to play the game because it's not just a game for me. It's like part of my DNA, right? I made so many core memories with this franchise, and I don't want to really like let that go. And I don't want to also disappoint you guys either. Like, you all subscribe to me mainly because of my Halo content. I do short content now when it comes to various other games, and some of them do well, some of them don't. But just kind of the nature of social media in general, really. And you just gotta learn and get better, really. And it's something that I need to. I want to be able to make those connections with people when it comes to gaming content. And I found that way through Halo, which is amazing because it's a franchise I genuinely enjoy playing, genuinely love, and I don't ever see myself being someone who's one of those YouTubers who just plays the game just for views and doesn't really care to really be invested with the franchise. Because that's what I am. I'm completely invested with this franchise. I absolutely love it, and I want to continue on playing it. But it just feels like right now at the moment that like I don't really know if I'm really spending my time the best by playing Halo at the moment, and if I'm more just kind of like playing for content. It's definitely a motivation for me to continue playing Halos because I have a YouTube channel that people care about and like to watch. For the few thousand people like to jump in and play and jump in and check out the channel, and so I don't want to let you guys down. But I also need to find a way to keep my sanity in a way when it comes to gaming and YouTube. And it's a lot, man. I don't know, it's like, I guess I just wanted to have like a vulnerable moment with you guys and just talk about Halo talk about just whatever came to mind and just hit record and no edits, or at least minimal edits. If I messed up anything, you probably could tell through the edit of this video alone. But I just, oh man, it's a process right now. Like, don't now. What if you're listening to this commentary going like, "Oh my God, Kevin's quitting YouTube. Kevin's quitting Halo." Never happening. Trust me, never. It's never happening. I just, I don't know, might try some other new things while we're kind of waiting for the next Halo project to release. And if that's something that will catch my attention, I will definitely go all in again when it comes to Halo, because, like I said, I'm obsessed with the franchise. It's part of my DNA. It's who I am. It's who I am as a gamer. It's something I've been able to create something within Halo, which is so cool. And I just never want to let that go. You know what I mean? That be able to have that personal connection with people online through a hobby that I have that I can't really get anywhere else, right? I can't really talk to my friends in real life about Halo because they're all either not gaming or play other stuff. But I was able to make some real life friends by playing Halo as well. So, you know, there's a little bit of that mixed in with it. So, I don't know, guys, like, what is your current experience with Halo? What's your current relationship with the Halo franchise right now? Like, let me know in the comments. I definitely will read most of them and try to reply to most of them as well. But until then, guys, I really appreciate you guys listening to this random ass rant. I just hit record and want to talk Halo with you guys. So thank you all for listening and watching. Play the 1v1 playlist. It's fun. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.